Hey guys, it's your boy MKS back here in yet another video. I hope everyone's well out there and isn't getting fed up with me or bored with me. I didn't realise I had tea left. Anywho, this is about continuing on from my previous videos today about charity, philanthropy, and things like that. So hopefully people checked out those videos and enjoyed them. And sticking to the theme, I actually just realised, I just remembered, I keep forgetting so many things, and one of the things I forgot was that I wanted to do a list of 30 top Asian YouTube. Or I could in the future hope to do like 30 top Asian YouTubers, 30 top Asian entrepreneurs or business people, and 30 random business people, or 30 random YouTubers to raise their profile. But I didn't quite get around to that. But I hope to do that in the future. Anyway, here are some potential ideas, means, methods, modes, ideas, methods, ways, whatever you want to call them, and that sort of thing, to fundraise for charity or chosen causes. So hope you enjoy them. Here goes. Number one, I was thinking hopefully making videos like this and raising profiles of charities and making people think and trying to encourage people to give to charity and not force them, but give them a choice. Hopefully that will have some positive effects. Hopefully making videos like this will, like, if people like this video and support this video enough and I get enough views to monetize it, hopefully eventually I'll donate that money to my top chosen causes that I support, and hopefully discussing will make people think about the less fortunate as well. So even if they're going through a tough time, they might think of the people less fortunate. I think helping other people can make you feel good about yourself as well and make you feel better. So if you're going through a bad time, that's the way to be empowered, is like to empower other people. Number two, I hope to support tourism, YouTubers, and all sorts of projects, business people, entrepreneurs, and all sorts of projects, especially poorer people as well, but even some of the wealthier people, like business people across those places I talked about, sporting, what I call the four, and Ireland, places like that, developing countries, if you like, as well, generally, and that sort of thing. So, and again, disabled people and other disadvantaged groups as well. So, again, like for instance, supporting disabled YouTubers, disabled entrepreneurs, disabled people to become entrepreneurs, people from Africa, Asia, and those places which I talked about before as well, to become entrepreneurs and that sort of thing. Number three, like giving freebies and sending things like toys to people in Africa, and maybe they could be like sanitized to make sure they're clean, especially with all these problems with coronavirus now, like making sure they're sanitized and things like that. But also like giving toys to people in Africa who don't have them, and Asia, or who don't have many toys, like old toys that you've run out of, or things like are educational, like especially technology for Africa and things like that. And what I talked before about the tea for technology for Africa, where tea brands and companies donate a certain amount of their profits, which they feel comfortable donating as part of their PR, perhaps maybe like 10%. Maybe they could have tea events where for each cup sold they donate a certain amount of profit, or whatever they agree upon. Or for August they give all their profits away for that month, and then obviously the other 11 months they use it for PR and say in August we give all our profits away. But I don't know if that would work, but maybe that's like, again, these are potential ideas. People can talk about the naivety or weaknesses, because I suppose people might say people will buy these drinks in August and to feel good, but then they won't buy them the other times of the year. So it might be better to give like a percentage, like 10%. But I'd love companies to give as much of their profits away as possible in August, which is my birth month, to be like a charitable month for projects in Africa and Asia and things like that. Number four, bringing people together and building bridges, possibly bridges, not wars, like in Africa with the tribal system or even religious system, and similar with Asia with the religious, tribal, and spiritual systems that they have in a way, regional systems and all that, to try and encourage as many people as possible to have Pan-Asianism and Pan-Africanism and African and Asian nations, as well as what I call the four generally, to network together, and also supporting pacifists, conscientious objectors, and people with similar ideals working together. I think everything we do hopefully should always be legal and ethical, so I'd always encourage that. Ethical is obviously a personal choice, but I was thinking like if people of colour join the police instead of the military, I think it would be better. And if people could, I think I forgot to mention point 3 actually as well, that like I think it'd be good as a human right really to have tax choice, so people could choose where the tax money goes. So people of colour, I think, would be great. I know I've mentioned this before, but if people of colour give money back to our ancestral homelands, including mixed race people like me, to our country of colour origin, if you know what I mean, to our, dare I say, non-white side, I don't know, like hot part Indians like me giving money to India or stuff like that. So that could be a way to tackle imperialism and white supremacy and things like that. And we'd support our own people, so to speak. Dare I say, and that's a bit controversial, but yeah, instead of giving to wars or weapons trade, the military industrial complex, royal family, and things like that, things that are historically imperialistic and things like that, I think we should give money. Like people part Irish could give money to Ireland as well. So it's not just a colour thing, but it's like an anti-imperial thing more than anything. But it is also working against white supremacy and things like that. Because if you're a person of colour and you earn tax in the UK or the US, then who's to say when you pay taxes, who's to say it's not going to go towards someone who has very right-wing views that don't like people, that don't like people of their English, like yourself. So I feel bad about paying taxes that might go towards somebody who has extreme right-wing views, not right-wing, but extreme right-wing, or things like that. Well, I'd personally classify right. Anyway, sorry, I'm probably waffling, but hope that makes some sense. But yeah, I'd also love to promote things that support peace, not war. And as I say, I'm probably in the minority, but I don't think we should pay taxes towards like the military industrial complex, wars, weapons trade, royal family, and things like that. But instead, I think we should give money to what I call the four, people of colour and Ireland, places that are colonised, as an anti-imperialist. But I think it'd be good for people to have tax choices, so that, say, for instance, someone who does support the military can choose to do that. But again, I think that's like a human right. People who want to support, like, I think we should have as much choices of where tax money goes towards certain causes. So that could be animal rights, child protection, tackling poverty, medical aid, healthcare, education, and so on and so forth. So I think overseas aid could be, the overseas aid budget could be people of colour or anti-imperialists like myself giving money to our ancestral homelands, and like, say, people from Indian backgrounds or other minorities pay a huge amount of tax, so it'll probably be a lot higher than it is now anyway. But people who support the military could still instead donate their tax money to the military, and people who don't like overseas aid wouldn't have to give any money to overseas aid because they'd have that choice. So I think that would be a really good human right. Again, I think it'd be better to give our taxes towards things that support peace, but that's my opinion. Again, you can have your own. Number 5, like supporting each other's YouTubes, like people of colour, YouTube channels rather. I mean, and again, tourism, supporting tourism in Asia and Africa. Those places I've talked about, Aboriginal centres, people visiting Aboriginal centres, and Native American businesses, and all sorts of things like that. And sharing that goal, again, people with like minds who want to share similar causes to support them, to support those causes together and working together as a team. I think we can achieve a lot more. Again, I'd love to see Pan-Asianism, Pan-Africanism, and Asia and Africa and Indigenous people from Australasia and the Americas working together, as I've talked about before. Number 6, again, we can work towards shared goals and support each other's projects and make peace with each other and just generally encourage each other against imperialism and things like that. Number 6, again, a biased one. I've talked before about like being a town football fan. I hope to encourage people to become sponsors for a town football somehow. I hope to look into ways. Unfortunately, I didn't organise myself well enough today. Time wasn't quite on my side, or I wasn't organised enough generally as well to talk about ideas for getting more people to support town football and like hopefully raising the brand value and encouraging people to sponsor and invest in a town football and things like that. Hopefully I'll cover that over the next week or two, or in the future generally, and hopefully eventually I'll get there and discuss those ideas. Number 7, again, similar for Celtic. I'd love to get more Asian and other fans for Celtic, and hopefully having more fans will raise the brand value again. And bringing churches and other religious groups possibly together, even though in spite of our differences, to support charity and ensure the money goes towards actually helping people. 8, again, people of colour working together against white supremacy, supporting each other's YouTube channels, liking each other's videos, and generally supporting each other. And people who are disabled and other disadvantaged groups, and looking at ways to empower disabled people and again other disadvantaged groups, and Dalits, for instance, in India, and other groups, and tackle poverty in those groups. Talk about like Asia, tackling poverty there, and that sort of thing. Number 9, I hope my work, my writing, will somehow, or my art, that my stuff that I send, I don't do art, but the stuff that I send, like papers, will be used by Asian artists in Malaysia and places like that, and India, Indonesia, Singapore, and the rest of Asia, and Africa as well, to do great art and hopefully promote their art. And those who are poor but have a talent for art can be supported And number 10, again, I hope to support like young people and look at ways. Again, I love to hear other people's ideas, and I think if we work together, we can do a lot more with the time we have, to be as productive as possible, and also to must be quite warm if I get warm, as I say. By working together, hopefully we can do a lot more. And again, people from Africa and Asia, like 5 billion or more people working together on shared goals, I think would be amazing. And again, supporting the youth, supporting African tech, and again, sharing ideas. And those, like for instance, companies that support African tech, I think networking together in the next 5 or 10 years, I think could make Africa the #1 place for tech. I'm sure if they put the mind to it, we put a mind to it, we can achieve a lot more than we think. And I did forget to say, like Celtic and Serie A themselves, although I love them to be recipients of more fans and investors, higher brand value and things like that, I love them to also do more charity work in places like Kenya and the rest of Africa and Asia, Malaysia, India, Indonesia, Singapore, supporting dyslexic groups, supporting tech for all of Africa, supporting the internet across Africa, giving everyone in Africa internet access and access to tech training and teaching and learning, and that sort of thing. Gosh, I give myself a break. Please let me know what you think, as ever, and if you made it this far, wow, I can't believe you put up with me this long. But hopefully I said some interesting things, and as ever, I'd love to know what you think. Hope I didn't repeat myself too much and came up with some new ideas. Anyway, I am out. Peace and love.